Hello, hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I have been playing with some paper dolls from some vintage patterns, and I have attached them to cardstock and then cut them out. See, that one needs a little TLC right there. And I'm just inspired to make a folio kind of a thing. You know, once before I made a doll wardrobe and had all my dolls and their clothes and stuff in there. But I want this one to be more of a, well, that one was a folio too, but this one's going to be different. So this is where I'm starting. All right, so I want to make sure that my folio is tall enough for my girls. I'm kind of thinking of a tall, a little bit slimmer than normal. And I've got these really heavy pieces of file folder. I mean, these boogers are super heavy. Picked them up at a thrift shop or a yard sale. I don't remember. So I'm going to cut me some pieces out of this. Okay, so here's what I've got so far. I decided to cut these 8 by 4. So a little narrower than a lot of the others. This spine is a little over 1.25 inches. This one's 8 by 4. This spine is smaller at 1 inch. And this last panel is 3 3/4. And the reason that is, these, of course, you know, these will be hooked together and that's going to open up. Then this is going to hinge here and this is going to hinge here. So when this is folded back in, it's going to look like that. So I wanted this one to be a little bit shorter than that one so everything closes up really well. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and hinge it all, attach it all in there. Okay, so I was considering what I want to use for my hinges, and I came across an old Priority Mail envelope, and this is Tyvek. You know, it has those threads and all in it, very strong. You can't even rip it. So that is my choice for my hinges. So I'm going to put my glue. Now I'm using Fabrifix. You can use any strong glue that you want to use. And I'm going to put these two pieces together, but I'm not going to butt them up. I'm going to leave about 1/16 of an inch or so. It'll fold up so much nicer if they're not butted up against each other. And my hinges, I cut them just a smidge shorter than the actual pages so they don't stick up. All right, so I'm going to hinge all of these. Okay, so I've got everything hinged together, kind of letting that dry. This is the back side. So here's the front, there's the hinge, and there's the back. On this back side, I want to make a flip up and a flip down, and then I'm going to hinge those. Okay, so I've got the flip up and the flip down attached. I made the top one longer, so this one's 5 and this one's 4 by 3.5 because I wanted this to overlap I wanted to overlap because I'm going to make a closure here. Over here I'm probably going to do a waterfall or something. I don't know, hadn't really decided yet, but what I do need to decide is where my magnets are going to go. So before I cover the base, I need to know where the magnets are going to go. So I know I want a magnet here, or do I want to do a string closure? I might just do a string closure there. Okay, so, and then the way my book is going to close is going to be like this. See how cute that's going to be? It's going to have lots of room. So I could put magnets here to close it with, but I usually don't. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start covering my base. I've got some pieces pulled out here that I think I'm going to use. So I'm going to cover up the base, and wherever I think I want a magnet, I will apply that underneath the cardstock that I put on here. Okay, so I've got these pieces covered, and I decided my ties for this folio are going to be this beautiful seam binding. And I wanted the seam binding to go underneath the spine on the back to attach it permanently. So this will go like this. And see, there's the spine. Then both of the ribbons can come out here to the front and tie into a nice bow. All right, so, come open. Now, so this side is covered. Now we got to cover this side. And I know that I have not covered these seams or the cracks in between. That's okay. I'm going to put something there. I'll put something pretty, probably some lace or something. Okay, so on this side now, I'm going to cover these. I'm going to decide where I might want magnets or whatever before I attach the covers down. Okay, now I'm on the outside here, and I was going to put lace on these places where the two pieces come together to kind of cover that up, but I've decided to use this washi because it's has kind of a dark green to it, and I didn't plan this, but I ended up with a good bit of green, kind of an olive green, which I love on that cover. So I'm just going to put a piece of washi tape over these little seams here and cover those up. Uh-oh. All right, so I'm going to do those. Okay, now, so I've got some washi tape on all of the seams, and I'm going to let that dry real good before I fold it again. So I'm going back now to the inside, and this seam I covered. This one right here still has a little spot, so I think I'm going to cover that, but I think I'll change colors and do something different. Okay, so I just put a different color washi tape on these seams here. Now I'm going to work on my circle closure, and I put this window in here, and I meant to leave that open for a pocket right there, and apparently I didn't. Anyway, I put this window, this dress form window, and I put a lady behind it, but I forgot I was going to make a circle closure. So actually, I'm going to have to do it over here on the side so that it's not on top of her. Okay, for my circle closures, I am going to take some dark brown, and I'm punching out 1/2-inch circles, and I'm going to glue these circles onto a little scrap. Oh, sliding it everywhere, way too much glue. A little scrap of that piece from the front left over, and I'll put that there. Probably put that too close. Let's see. Then I'm going to take my 1-inch. Yep, I'll put it. That's just too big. I don't want it that big. I know I usually do it that big, but that's just too big. Okay, well, I changed my mind because I didn't like that size. So I am punching out a different size, and I can't tell you what size this is because it's a 3-hole punch, 3 different size holes in one, and it don't tell you what the sizes are. But this is what I decided to do. I'm just going to make it real tiny. So I'm going to glue 2 of these together just to make that a little bit stronger, since I'm going to have a string tie going around it. All right, so those are glued together. Then I'm going to take my hole punch, and I'm going to do a 1/8 inch hole right in the center, or as close to the center as I can make it. All right. Normally I make these more like 1 inch, but I don't know, this just didn't need that gigantic. All right, and then I'm going to decide where I want them. All right, so I just placed them on here where I want them to be, and I took a pencil and I marked where the hole punch needs to be. Now I realize this is going to take part of my little corner pocket off, but that's the way it goes. And that one can't quite reach where I drew the dot, but it's close enough. All right, or I could have got my big one out and done that. Okay, so I want to anchor these, anchor these down. My husband gave me this. It had some kind of screws or something in it. He's like, here, can you use this? So I got my granddaughter out here one day, and she likes to sort things. So I said, can you sort through them all my little eyelets and by color and a few of my stash things? And she had fun with that. All right, let's put you two over there. So I'm going to take this one, and it's going to go through all of those thicknesses. And I've already got it set up for the right size. Just get it in there. And I knocked her out. Get back in there. There we go. Because it's so tiny, it's easy to knock it out. And crunch. Okay, good. Oh, that one didn't close up good, but it feels smooth. All right. Then we're going to do this one. Let's go in there and smash that one. Now, I always just take a little big hammer just to make sure there's nothing sharp that might hurt or scratch anybody. There we go. Sorry for the noise. All right, now I'm going to get a, I almost put that too high up. I should have went down just a smidge, but I'll make it work. I'm going to get me a thread. This is just a box of stuff. You know, see what's in there? It's just a bunch of, like when I'm working on something, I just kind of pull the leftovers and put them in a little container. And then instead of getting all my, like my embroidery floss, instead of having to get all of it down, when I just need a little piece, I can just go dig in this little basket. Or when I need a little bit of fibers or frou-frou or something here or there, I just go pull something out. And lots of times, just what I needed would be in there. All right, so I'm going to let it go from the bottom to the top since I kind of got that one up a little higher than I wanted it to be. And I'm going to put that back in the little basket and out of the way. Now, I'm just going to pull them edges up just a tiny bit so that this goes a little bit easier, wraps around there. There we go. And then, of course, you know, I got to hang something on the end of that. Okay, so I just got a little dangle. And since this is a folio and it's not a book that has to lay flat, then this will work really good in here. You'll see there won't be a page or anything on top of it. So I got a little dangle there. All right, now, so I've got place for two different little tags to go in here. So let me see what I can find. I'm embarrassed to show you all, but this is my tag stash. And at one time, I had them so cutely organized by size, and everything looked so good. And, you know, life happens. I get to creating something, and it looks like I blew it up all the way down to the teeny tiniest were in here. And I made this little divider case out of a cardboard box. And like I said, it worked really good to begin with. And then I just got a little too many goodies in there, and I need to go back and sort it again. But I think I'll go with these two little tags right here. All right, this one has a little bit of pink on it there, which I was going to say don't really match, but they really don't look that bad. So I think I'll just leave it. I think I'll put this little journaling card in the back, and I'll put this lady in the front because her dress is kind of dark too. So that works for that. Okay, now, let me see. I'd like to do a waterfall here. And for this side, I'm kind of thinking about one of those, you know, the door, gatefold, whatever, right in there. Some kind of a gatefold thing with windows. Ooh, yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, so what I did, I've cut these two pieces, get out of here, from my door, from my little door. Okay, and I punched these windows out. Oh, you know what I didn't think about? Oh, shoot. I left it just a little wider because I was going to make that part of the hinge. And now if I make that part, I was just going to score that and make that the hinge. I guess I can still do it. The window just won't be exactly in the center. It'll be off just a little bit. If I was thinking, and I don't have enough of this to cut up some more, or I would. All right, so I need a little hinge about 1/4 of an inch from that side, and a little hinge about 1/4 of an inch from this side. Okie dokie. All right, so there's our little hinge. Now I could just have added a hinge, but I really wanted to do it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and score that down real good. And then I'm going to put some acetate or, acetate or, I don't know, some kind of paper or something. Of course, you can leave the window open if you wanted to, but I'm going to put something there just because I like to kind of see through it. I think for fun this time, I'll just use some tulle instead of acetate or anything else. I think I'll just use this and make little tulle coverings because you're going to be able to see through there. Oh, that stuff is hard to see. Once you set it down, it's like, where is it? Honestly, I don't know where the other piece went. There's one. Okay, that is so cute. And I know you probably can't see it, but it's got a little tulle window. So cute. All right, now I'm going to fold my hinges back down under, and we are going to apply these. But wait, before we do, let me put a cute little design on the edges right here. Why? Because it's cute. It's so cute. There we go. Alrighty. Frill it up. Frou-frou it. Frill it. And that's me. I like things frou-frued and frilled, and more is more. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to glue them down. Okay, so I went ahead and covered the inside pieces too, which I should have done before I cut the windows out and before I glued them on. So it didn't line up exactly, but there it is. Ain't nothing I can do about it now. All right, so I'm going to take one of my magnets, and I made this little strip here, but I left it open so that I could get in there. So I'm going to get in there with some glue, and I'm going to stick one of my magnets up here toward the end of it, right here. So my magnet is right there. All right. Now for the other magnet, you want to know exactly where to put it. You drop this one and let it find that one. Put a dot of glue and close it, and it will show you exactly where to glue it, right where your little glue dot is. Now, for this side, I'll have to do a little bit of washi tape, which is something I do a lot for my magnets, because the washi tape, if you put a little glue with it, of course, it's going to hold, but it's very thin, so it allows the magnets to really be strong and they can reach each other. Too much glue. Okay. All right, now, see how cute is that? Okay, that's going to have to be the end of part 1 because the video will get too long. Stay tuned for part 2. It will be coming up very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.